I'm Joy McCall, a senior specialist in design from 1860, and I have a passion for Lalique glass, which I've been handling since 1996. My Lalique sale at Lion & Turnbull includes many vases with handles, and it's got me thinking. No one really talks about handles much. Perhaps it's because we aren't really looking at them. So let's look at them now. First, in case you aren't familiar with the work of René Lalique, let me introduce you to him. He was born in France in 1860, and for the first half of his life enjoyed a highly successful career as a jeweller. At roughly the turn of the century, his attention moved to glass, and this became his preoccupation for his remaining years. He worked until his death in 1945. On the Evelyn vase, these disc-like ears are roundels moulded in low relief, containing deer encircled by foliage. The foliage then continues into the swollen cylindrical body of the vase and integrates the handles. Here again are circular handles, but this time in coloured grey glass on the Ronsard vase. They sit proudly on the shoulder of the near spherical body and depict naked women within foliate wreaths. There's nothing at all functional about these pierced handles, but they provide decorative features. The figures face in different directions, so it can be viewed from either side. There is no front or back. On the Tibet vase, we are looking at coloured glass handles, but this time they're formed from horns that dramatically loop from the heads of the recumbent animals, who have been positioned vertically up the sides of the cylindrical vase. I love the radiating texturing that adds an additional interest. Now look at how brilliant these handles are. Lalique uses the differing density of opalescent glass in the bird handles on the ornée vase to create subtle tonal variations in colour. The birds flank the rim of the goblet form vase. Finally, let's look at the flowers and foliage in the handles of the Honfleur, Tristan, Jaffa and Caudebec vases. Honfleur has angular bracket handles that extend to the top rim and incorporate zigzag-like stems with rhythmically positioned leaves. Two single leaf fronds were used for the handles of the Tristan vase, whereas the handles of the Jaffa vase have repeated spiraling forms reminiscent of the capitals on classical columns that are stacked up on each other. The Caudebec vase has broad ring-formed flat handles containing stylized florets against a foliage ground. Handles for Lalique were not functional, but used to brilliant decorative effect. Please do take a further look at the Lalique sale catalogue. The sale will take place on Thursday the 29th of April at 2 p.m.